made that trip, packed everything we had, a lot less belongings than we have now. It actually fit the U-Haul truck. But when we got to Ohio, we had another future. I didn't know this. I knew the Lord had gone before me. Hear me on that. Gone before you and taken care of it. Everything's going to be okay. I can remember working in a place, and we were having work, and the person that was there, they were just a person that kind of cleaned the place up and set up for meetings. But when you got in the room, everything was in place. Every paper, notepads, everything you needed. All the equipment turned on. Just walked in and started the meeting. And I thought to myself, boy, it's nice to have people like this that can do that. And I said, I hope we appreciate the people that do this, because we'd spend an hour trying to find this stuff. They had gone before me and made things easy. As a Christian, you know when you face that trial or tribulation, the Lord is with you, and the Lord will stay with you. When Jesus told them that they would be forsaken, that they would forsake him, they were shocked. But he gave them that news, and later on would tell them that he would use them. Failure didn't mean the end. If you let God down, talk about letting God down. Now look at Peter, and he was scared to death. There he's in front of that servant girl, and she says, "You're one of his disciples." He goes, "No, not me. You got the wrong guy." Then later on, someone says, "You are one of his disciples." "I am not." And the third time he literally curses and says, "I am not one of his." He flat denied Jesus. And then the cock crowed. The shame he felt. Did you ever think how Peter felt about that? When this prophecy came true, Peter said, "Not me, Lord." And the Lord said, "Yes, and it will happen right away. Truly I say to you, this very night, before the cock crows twice, you will deny me not once, but 3 times. And he argues and says, "I will not deny you." But the Lord said, "But you will, Peter. You will." Did you imagine how he felt when the cock crowed? Hung his head in shame. I wonder what happened in those hours that followed. But later on, the Lord told him, "I will go before you to Galilee. You will see me again. And I will use you literally to turn the world upside down." And that same Peter, who ran away as a coward, was later on the day of Pentecost, preached a sermon. 3,000 people came to know the Lord, Scripture tells us. It wasn't over. Now, what makes these things happen? A question I have is, why did those who walked with the Lord for 3 years in intimate relationship with Jesus, wouldn't you think of 3 years walking and doing everything with Jesus Christ would make you spiritually well? I would hope so. Talk about a good leader. This is the ultimate leader, called Jesus Christ, the very Son of God. Why would they, when pressure came, turn their backs and abandon the Lord? And all of them did abandon the Lord. Why did they run away in fear that night? Well, I think there's a couple of reasons, and I believe those reasons help us today. I think one of the toughest things that we have to face, and maybe as believers we do this, is called simply pride. This, "I will never fall away, I will never desert you, Lord, because I'm a real spiritual person." You think you are better than other people. Don't think you are better than another sinner. Spiritually, you're where you should be, but you're not better than they are. For God loves all, from the best to the worst sinner. Secondly, self-deception. The disciples had convinced themselves, because they were the called disciples, that they could do anything, that they were far above the common person. But Galatians 6:3 says this, "For if anyone thinks he is something when he is, for if anyone thinks he is something when he is nothing, he deceives himself."